Thank you very much for inviting me to the festival. It's been a really nice discovery here to see this thriving, very warm-hearted community of people interested in writing and poetry, and it's wonderful. There's not many poetry festivals left, so this is like one of the few. I'm very happy to be here. And I want to thank Liz and Terry and other people who I don't know their names that have done all kinds of tremendous work for me and helped me get here. I'm going to read a few, I was thinking about my mom, and so I decided I would read a couple poems just kind of about her. This one is entitled The Breed Women, and my mom used to shorten half-breed to breed. And also, I grew up going to a Catholic pilgrimage in northern Alberta, and it's, 125 years old, something like that. My parents went to it. It's called Lac Sainte Anne, and so it's mentioned in this poem. The other thing that's mentioned is cut the clouds, and my aunt at Lac Sainte Anne used to throw a knife into a tree trunk if it was kind of gray skies, and the idea was that the knife would cut through the clouds and bring us clear skies. The breed women who raised me could step dance all night and still go to mass the next morning. The breed women who raised me used scrub boards and flat irons, snared rabbits, smoked roll-your-owns, and knew that Sally Ann wasn't a designer label. The breed women who raised me were midwives and doctors, finished grade 6, survived residential school, and scrubbed everything with bleach. The breed women who raised me raised many others, hung rosaries by their beds, covered their heads in church, prayed to Saint Anne, used holy water, cut the clouds, made the sign of the cross, and saw the spirits of dead relatives visit them at Lac Sainte Anne. She also was a camp cook. My father was a logger, but she was the camp cook. And I think often when we think of loggers, we think of these big husky guys working really hard and stuff. Well, my mom was the first one up in the morning, making the fire so she could cook breakfast. She cooked on a wood stove, and she hauled her own water, usually for about 10 men, maybe a few more than that. So she was the first one up in the morning and the last one to go to bed. Camp cook. Through the weight of sleep, I felt you moving, smelt the match sulfur, heard the fire catch hold, heard your elbow snap as you brushed your hair, the water striking the metal basin, smelt the palm olive and noxema, heard the rustle of clothes and canvas apron, then the final sound of the bunkhouse door squeezed shut. In the cook shack, you strung your cast iron days, hauling wood, heating water, making bread and meals for loggers who stumbled in for coffee and hot cakes and strolled out with lunches of homemade bread, squares, and cookies. George Jones and Patsy Cline kept you company while you dreamt of fine things, indoor plumbing, gas heating, and carpets. You believed that hard work would bring you these, your shoulder muscles thick with patience, from kneading bread dough the size of toddlers, wrestling it, then wrapping it in a warm bowl covered with tea towels, before rolling and patting it into bread pans, keeping an eye on the wood stove and remembering to turn the loaves. You strung your wage-earning days together, paid out as another bacon and egg hour, measured as 1/8 of a teaspoon, a pinch of salt, the juice of one lemon, through the long baking days of making a living.